we're saying happy birthday to a Hollywood leading man who has been a solid box office draw for decades now.
Denzel Washington turns 68 years old today. Earlier this year, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. He's also earned 2 Oscars, 2 Golden Globes, a Screen Actors Guild Award, and a Tony.
And did you know he's actually filmed a movie right here in Maine? This is going back a ways, February of 1996. Washington came to Maine to star alongside Whitney Houston in director Penny Marshall's movie The Preacher's Wife. That itself was a remake of a movie called The Bishop's Wife. Now, the plan was to film an ice skating scene on the pond in Deering Oaks Park. Great spot, right? Mother Nature had other plans. A rainstorm came in the week they planned to film here. So crews ground up ice to recreate the snow, and the surface of the pond had to be refinished.
The unfortunate thing is on Monday, it was perfect. It looked fabulous. Everybody who was here when we were rehearsing, they knew very well why we were here.
Always the timing. The Preacher's Wife was nominated for Academy Awards and Image Awards, largely for the soundtrack. In fact, The Preacher's Wife soundtrack is the best-selling gospel album of all time. Now, before the movie filmed here, producers had to get a cast together.
Of course, and to find a number of bit parts, they looked to locals and had a huge tryout at what's now the Cross Insurance Arena. News Center Maine's Bob Elliott took the opportunity to try and break into the movie biz, and he did a little research to try and lock the part down.
It may look quiet now, but in a few weeks, this place is going to be teeming with Hollywood stars. That's right, Denzel Washington and Whitney Houston are going to be here to film a new movie. Actually, it's an old movie. Loretta Young and Cary Grant made it back in the 40s. Called it The Bishop's Wife. This time around, they're calling it The Preacher's Wife and shooting all the skating stuff down at Deering Oaks.
Please sit in the auditorium, and we will call you by name, have you come back out here.
Now, to do that, you need extras. That's why they had this casting call. 6,000 people came out for about 100 parts. That's pretty tough competition. I mean, what could you possibly do to impress Whitney Houston?
I will always love you.
Will always love you. Everybody! Now, most of the parts are small, skaters, skiers, and such, but there's one pretty big role. Role of Sylvester, the singing cab driver. That's the part I want and may get. See, I've got an edge on the rest of these guys. I've been training for weeks now with the legendary Al Clayman. How can I get this part? How can I act or look like a cab driver?
Number one is go clean. That's the first thing people want is cleanliness.
Should I talk to the passengers? Do you talk to them? Or not?
Very little. If you see that a passenger is disgruntled, you keep quiet.
Now, would I call them Whitney and Denzel or Houston?
No.
Just call them their regular names?
Miss Houston.
One of the bits that I'm supposed to in the tryout, I'm supposed to be singing. Field and fountain, Mormon mountain, da 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 da. Now, do you ever sing? Is that a little?
Yes, once in a while. What they do is they want you to be happy.
That's great, but how do you keep the stars happy? Al says they can be pretty temperamental. He's got some real horror stories from his Gary Merrill and Betty Davis days.
She never got drunk. She was just when she got enough into her, she got into him, and I'm telling you, boy, all the way home it was, I thought they were going to kill each other with the tongues, you know what I mean?
When you ride with Al, you get quite an education. No wonder I've got such an edge here. Bring on the screen test. Okay. So my motivation is joy, comfort and joy.
That's right. It's the Christmas season, and you feel the spirit. For once, you feel it for real.
Guide us with thy perfect light. Merry Christmas, everybody. The audition went pretty well. The casting director says it's between me and one other guy. Al says I'm a shoo-in.
Bobby, I'm going to tell you something. If you don't get the part, nobody will. I'll tell you, you deserve it. You're a perfect setter, just the way you are, like this.
I sure hope he's right.
It's a natural.
Yes,
natural.
Very natural.
Now, Bob Elliott was not cast in the movie, and a look at the credits today shows no sign of Sylvester the singing cab driver.
That is very sad itself. Bob was a legend, by the way. In an interview for the American Film Institute, actor Courtney B. Vance, who was also in The Preacher's Wife, says the director, Penny Marshall, picked Maine for the ice skating scene because she also wanted to do some antique shopping while in the area.
There you go.
Why not combine business and pleasure at the same time? I like it. That is going to do it for this.